What's going on, guys? You already know what time it is, so let's go ahead and get into the video.
Dodge is going electric, and to give us an idea of what this means and to show us around the new Charger Daytona two-door, we've got Matt McAleer here. He's the new CEO of the Dodge brand. Matt, thanks so much for your time today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So you're the new CEO of the Dodge brand. What does that mean? What is it like running this 100-plus-year-old car company?
110 years anniversary this year. It's humbling. I couldn't be prouder to be the steward of this brand and help take it forward for a new generation.
We hear the heritage in the background.
Oh, it's awesome.
Probably picking it up on the mics here. Awesome. These will be a little bit quieter, but you're Dodge
Not
from
much, though.
That's true. We'll get to that in just a minute. But
over the years, if you look back, the history of muscle cars, there's still people out there that say a muscle car has to have a carburetor. There's still some that say it has to be naturally aspirated. They'll say it has to be a manual transmission, and they say, God forbid, it can't have four doors. And yet every time we continue to raise the bar, while there may be people that are contradict that progress, there's new people that come along for the ride.
Just so it doesn't beep at us. So what is the process then? You've got to turn the car on, obviously.
Yeah, and I think this is not typical. It's the pre-production models here, but we'll just go in
Prototypes.
here.
It takes a second.
But this is where you would go if you wanted to.
Oh, there we go. We've got some rumbling now. So that we've got, if we swing to the back then, we'll have you rev it up. We have sort of exhaust outlets in the lower fascia here. And you can feel it in your chest almost. So that, like you said, that's pretty loud for what is an electric car.
And the shutdown sequence is unique, and then we also have a unique, and this time I'll show you the startup sequence.
Okay. A very nice.
So it's officially been dropped, the Charger EVs. I'm not really sure, honestly, how I feel about it. There's definitely a lot of mixed feelings when it comes to the new EV. Obviously, some people don't like it. A lot of people hate it, and some people like it. Me, I'm neither. I don't even know how I feel about it. I feel like it's ridiculous. For one, second, definitely like a slap in the face to the fans who've been a Dodge fan for so long. I guess I get where they're trying to go and what they're basically trying to do, but in all honesty, I feel like we couldn't make V8s anymore was complete utter BS, because if Ford is doing it and Chevy is still doing it, I believe Mercedes as well, I may be missing a few others, but if they're still doing it, why weren't they given the same ultimatum? Kind of got to scratch your head on that. And I feel like, with this whole EV, and first and foremost, I'm going to be playing some clips from this video, which to me is kind of like, yo, stop calling it a muscle car. It's not a muscle car. It's an electric car, straight up. That's exactly what it is. I'm calling it out. It is what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's not a muscle car. And you're going to hear the CEO and even the spokesperson who's talking to him call it a muscle car. It's not in the same bracket as a muscle car. It doesn't have the sound, for one. It may have performance, but even that, the car's heavy as shit. And top speed is about 130, if that, miles per hour. Or the CEO say, it's faster than, the modern day, Scat Pack, Charger, Challenger, whatever it is. That may be it at the starting line, but along down the road, you're going to have Hellcats, 392s, the list goes on, would gap this car. And not only that, but I mean, I'm sitting here just trying to think about this, like the logic behind this project, or the logic behind this EV is is so sad. Like, it is really, really sad. And I feel like Dodge is really going to be hurting in the next few months, if not the next year, next couple of years. But I'm really concerned, man. Just watching the video, you know, they even did that chamber exhaust, and you're going to see the CEO's face a couple times, and like some of the expressions he makes are kind of hilarious.
Oh, there we go. We've got some rumbling now. So that we've got, if we swing to the back then, we'll have you rev it up. We have sort of exhaust outlets in the lower fascia here. And you can...
And, you know, deep down inside, I know this guy's probably like, yeah, this is kind of cheesy, it's kind of corny.
You can feel it in your chest almost. So that, like you said, that's pretty loud for what is an electric car.
And the shutdown sequence is unique. And then we also have a unique, and this time I'll show you the startup sequence.
Okay. Okay. A very nice.
It's an electric car. It's not supposed to have a sound to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like me going into a grocery store knowing that if I had kids and they loved Cheerios, but I decided to get the off-brand and bring home Honey Nut Spins, it's not the same thing. It's not. It looks the same. It might taste similar, but it's not the same. So it's not same. No, you got Honey Nut Cheerios and then you got Honey Nut Spins, the off-brand. That's exactly what this EV crap or EV car that they're trying to bring to the market is. It's the Honey Nut Spins from the original Chargers. That's just how I see it. It's not the Cheerios that we want. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the Cheerios that we want. But for some reason, they're still going with it. And I don't even know, man. I really don't even know. There's just so many bullet points that I could probably go off of and talk about and, you know, say, but we're not here to try to bash them and all that kind of stuff. Yes, whatever they're trying to do, I don't know if it's going to work or what the catch behind it is, but it's hilarious. It really is hilarious. I'm not going to lie, though. Looking at it from, I guess now versus then, I guess because they got the final renderings of what these body styles are going to look like. Man, it's sad. I don't know. All I can say is, yeah, the body style might be all right. It might be cool or whatever, but the fact that we're taking what everybody knows to be a Hemi and putting a battery in it. And supposedly Dodge started out with electric cars. So that's, you know, back in the day, whenever that was. I need to look that up because that's kind of nuts to me. That might be legit. I don't know. I need to do some more research about that. But still, I'm definitely not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Dodge fan. I was a Dodge fan for a while. Then I basically jumped off the wagon. Then I got back on with my SRT8. But again, like, there's just so many, I don't know, there's just so many things, like so many questions, like, well, you know, what made y'all want to come up with this? What was the situation? Why? You know, that whole, well, we couldn't make V8s anymore. I think that's utter bull crap, like I said. The interior of these cars, 16-inch screen on the dash. Why? 12-inch screen in the middle. Why? We're not watching TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not watching TV. I get it. We're gonna have that little bit of a futuristic or a little bit of a modern day, you know, dash or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, does it have to be 16 inches? Does it have to be 12 inches? Y'all could have cut back on some of that and probably cut back some of the money that these cars are gonna cost. Because you're talking about $60,000. I think the RT or the I guess like the lease line is like $59,000 and it goes up from there. But we're not talking about the dealer markups and the dealer fees that when these cars drop on a lot, what they're basically going to have. So people are going to be paying a crap load of money. Granted, people aren't buying cars like that to begin with, let alone a Dodge EV. Like, I don't know, like I said before in my previous videos, like we all know Tesla EV, okay, when you talk about Tesla being an EV, it's an EV. When you say electric cars, Dodge Charger, like, oh, what? That's an EV? Huh? Even with the inline six, like I know they put some of those, you know, some of those engines in the BMWs, but again, that's a BMW. You know what I'm saying? Like the Challengers are known to have that Hemi V8, and that's basically what Dodge is known for. I mean, look at some of the milestones that they have hit. You know what I'm saying? Making a 707 production car sedan, and no one else has basically made that. I know the SS sedan with Chevy, they tried to compete, but that was a complete flop, even though those cars are still pretty badass. And they're still around. You can buy them used or whatever. But at the same time, Dodge was pretty much one of the first ones that made a 4-door V8 muscle car for family, friends, I don't know, your grandmother for bingo night. I mean, you name it. You know what I'm saying? They did that. And to see the road that they're going down now I just got to shake my head like why? Like, what's the situation really? Like, what is it? What is it? Because all I can say is, if this doesn't work or this doesn't pan out for Dodge, oh, it's going to be bad. Like, it's bad now. They lost 48%. 48% of, how much money was that? I don't know, it was 48%. It was a lot. That is a huge decline in sales, profitability. Like, that's damn near scary. Like, I really don't even know what to say, really. Other than I really hope that this does work out for Dodge. Like I said, I know that they're trying to do something different. It's definitely sad to see the era of, you know, what I've lived in, and I'm sure most of y'all have lived in. Well, obviously, because y'all are here. In the road that they came from to where they're at now. And we all know the Hornets flopped because they're not selling. I think they only sold like over 4,000 units in I think in the first quarter or something like that. Maybe, I don't even freaking know, but it wasn't a lot. And then of course they own 14 brands on top of that. So somewhere down the line they're cutting ties, and I just feel like cutting the ties with that Hemi and then basically increasing the price just, to me, was a bad business move. But then again, you know what I'm saying, things are changing. The era is changing. You know, a lot of things are trying to go green, but if you ask me, you know, producing what we call an EV that we're trying to call a muscle car, performance-wise, just doesn't make sense, man. Like, at all, whatsoever. Just incredible. But anyway, you know, and another thing that was really annoying about this video is you could just hear tire screeching in the background. Like, that's why I'm not playing the whole video. I sat through this whole thing and like I was just annoyed, like just listening to it. Like, I even had to skip through some of this stuff. But the body style, you know, overall is not bad, but it's just the fact that it's an all-electric muscle car. And then, of course, they're going to the inline six. I know how I feel about it. You know, y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comment section. But that's freaking nuts, man. It's really nuts. I don't even know. And if you're paying attention to the guy that's asking the CEO questions, like, I think in the beginning of the video, he like cut him short. And he was like, "Oh, I'm glad to be here." He was just like, "Yeah, sure." And then he goes into asking, you know, some questions or whatever. He did that a couple times that made me crack up, because it was almost like he was basically saying like, "Yeah, this is utter bullshit too." So let's just hear what you got to say, and then let's go ahead and move forward. But that chambered exhaust does not need to exist on that. It just, the sound of it, man, like, I don't know. I just think of the Jetsons when I hear them trying to rev that, like, oh man. And there's videos of the Charger EV out there that is basically doing donuts, and all you hear is tires screaming, skirt. That's it. Like there's no change in pitch in the V8 and the sound that we all love or whatever. It's just tire screeching and spinning around in circles and circles and circles and circles and smoke, you know, piling up. And they think that's, I mean, that may be cool to some people, but that screeching noise is like on a different level, man. It's like somebody taking their nails on a chalkboard and just going all the way down just to try to get the classroom's attention, man. Like, not at all. Not a good look. Not a good look, not a good sound. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. But it's not a muscle car. I'm sorry, it's not. It's an EV. It's an electric car. We're going to call it what it is, and that's basically what it is. It is not a muscle car. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. That's going to be for today's video. See you in the next one. See you when I see you. Peace.